We all know the meaning of the word put. It's one of the most commonly used verbs in English. It means to place something somewhere. What about put something on, put something out, put something forward? What about these phrasal verbs containing the word put? Do they all have the same meaning, and do they all express the same idea and the same meaning? The answer is no. In today's video, we're going to find out about the differences between put in, put on, put off, and all the phrasal verbs with the word put. So let's just do it without further ado. The first phrasal verb that we got to focus on is to put up with something. To put up with something. To put up with something or someone. To put up with something or someone. When you put up with something or someone, you tolerate someone or something. You get along with someone or something. I don't know how to put up with all that noise. I don't know how to put up with all that noise, which means I don't know how to tolerate all that noise. Another example. I can't put up with Jimmy anymore. He's insane. I can't put up with Jimmy anymore. He's insane. Which means I cannot tolerate Jimmy anymore. He's insane. He's crazy. No one can tolerate him. I can't put up with Jimmy anymore. He's insane. Now we're getting to the second phrasal verb made by using the verb put, which is to put something off. To put something off. To put something up. When you put something off, you delay doing something. You postpone something. You do it later at another time. You delay doing it or you postpone it. An example of this. Why did they decide to put up their wedding? Why did they decide to put up their wedding? Why did they decide to put up their wedding? Which means, why did they decide to postpone their wedding? Why did they decide to delay throwing their wedding party or holding their wedding ceremony? But keep in mind that to put someone off has a completely different meaning from put something off. Until now up to this point we learned that to put something off means to postpone something or to delay doing something. But to put someone off means to discourage someone from doing something, to disappoint someone, to make someone not want to do something, to make someone refuse to do something. In other words, to discourage someone from doing something. An example of this. Don't let the difficulties put you off. Work towards your goals. Don't let the difficulties put you off. Work towards your goals. Don't let the difficulties put you off. Work towards your goals. Which means do not let the difficulties disappoint or frustrate you. Do not let the difficulties stop you or discourage you from working towards your goals. Work towards your goals despite all the difficulties. Don't pay attention to the difficulties. Disregard them, ignore them, and don't let them hold you back. Don't let them stop you from pursuing your goals, pursuing your dreams. Don't let them discourage you. So don't let the difficulties put you off. Work towards your goals. Now we're getting to the next phrasal verb with the verb put, which is to put something on, which is one of the most commonly used phrasal verbs with the word put. To put something on. To put something on means to wear something. To wear something. So when you put something on, you wear something. An example. What do you want to put on tonight for the party? What do you want to put on tonight for the party? What do you want to put on tonight for the party? Which means, what do you want to wear tonight for the party? Now we're proceeding to the next phrasal verb with the word put, which is to put something out. To put something out. To put something out. When you put something out, you make a fire stop burning. So to put something out means to stop a fire or to make a fire stop burning or to stop a cigarette from burning or to stop a fire from burning. So when you put a fire out, you make a fire stop burning. You extinguish a fire. So to put a cigarette out, to put some light out, or to put a fire out means to extinguish a cigarette or to extinguish a fire, to make a fire stop burning. An example of this. The firefighters will soon put out the fire. The firefighters will soon put out the fire. The firefighters will soon put out the fire, which means the firefighters will soon extinguish the fire, make the fire stop burning. Now we're getting to the next phrasal verb with the verb put, which is to put something down. To put something down. To put something down. When you put something down, you try to write something. You try to take a note of something. So to put something down means to write something or to take a note of something. So to put something down means to write something. An example of this. I saw you putting something down. What were you writing? I saw you putting something down. What were you writing? I saw you putting something down. What were you writing? Which means, I saw you writing something. What were you writing? But keep in mind that to put someone down means to criticize someone. So, up to this point, we learned that to put something down means to write something or to take a note of something, but to put someone, a person, to put someone down means to criticize someone. To criticize someone. An example of this. I don't know why she always puts me down in front of others. I don't know why she always puts me down in front of others, which means I don't really know why she always criticizes me in front of others, in front of everyone. Now we're getting to the next phrasal verb with the word put, which is to put something aside. To put something aside. To put something aside. This phrasal verb has two meanings. The first meaning is when you put something aside, you try to save something. Let's say when you put money aside, you try to save money. When you put something aside, you try to save something to serve a certain purpose, to do something for a certain purpose, or in order to serve a certain purpose. An example of this, I have decided to set $20 aside each and every single day. I have decided to set $20 aside each and every single day. I have decided to set $20 aside each and every single day, meaning that I've decided to save $20 each and every single day. The second meaning of the phrasal verb to set something aside is to ignore something temporarily, not to pay attention to something temporarily. So when you set something aside, you try to take your mind off it for a short period of time, or temporarily. You try not to pay attention to it temporarily, or you try to ignore it temporarily for a short period of time. So to set something aside, the second meaning of to set something aside is to ignore something, try not to pay attention to something, or to take your mind off something temporarily for a short period of time. Let me give you an example. I think we need to set our differences aside and make a better decision. I think we need to set our differences aside and make a better decision, which means I think we need to try not to pay attention to our differences. We need to try to take our mind off our differences. We should ignore our differences temporarily for a short period of time to be able to make a better decision. Now we're getting to the next phrasal verb with the verb put, which is to put forward a plan or to put forward a suggestion. When you put forward a plan, you suggest a plan. When you put forward a suggestion, you try to make a suggestion. So to put forward a plan means to suggest a plan or to propose a plan. Let me give you an example. I decided to put forward a plan to change our situation for the better. I decided to put forward a plan to change our situation for the better, which means I decided to suggest a plan, propose a plan to change our situation for the better. Let's proceed to the next phrasal verb, the next practical phrasal verb that you can use when it comes to phone conversations on the phone, when you're on the phone to someone, which is to put someone through. To put someone through. To put someone through. In a phone conversation, when you put someone through, you connect someone to someone else on the phone. Or when you put someone through on the phone, you connect someone to someone else on the phone. Someone, let's say, calls a person and they want to talk to someone else. So when we put them through to that person, what we do is connect them to that person on the phone, in the phone conversation. Let me give you an example. I need to talk to Jimmy. Could you please put me through to her? I need to talk to Jenny. Could you please put me through to her? I need to talk to Jenny. Could you please put me through to her? Which means I want to talk to Jenny. Could you please connect me to her? Could you please help me talk to her on the phone? But keep in mind that to put someone through something has another meaning too, which means to make someone experience something difficult, or to make someone face something difficult, or tolerate something difficult. So the second meaning of to put someone through something is to make someone experience something difficult or face something difficult or tolerate it. An example, they put us through hours of training. They put us through hours of training. They put us through hours of training, which means they made us experience hours of training. They made us face hours of training. Now we're getting to the final phrasal verb made with the verb put that you gotta learn. I highly recommend that you should learn, which is to put something into something. To put something into something. When you put something into something, you devote something to something. Let's say you put time into something, which means you devote time to something. You allocate time to something. You put energy into something, which means you devote energy to something. You allocate energy to something, or you put effort into something, which means you devote or allocate energy to something. So to put something into something means to allocate or devote something to something. Let me give you an example. You need to put more time into solving this problem. You need to put more time into solving this problem. You need to put more time into solving this problem, which means you need to spend more time solving this problem. You need to allocate and devote more time to solving this problem. One more example. If you really want to succeed, you got to put in more energy into your goals. If you really want to succeed, you got to put more energy into your goals. If you want to succeed, you got to put more energy into your goals, which means if you really want to succeed, you got to allocate more energy, you got to devote more energy to your goals. And that's about all, guys. In today's video, we learned a lot of practical and useful phrasal verbs with the verb put that we can use in our everyday conversations. Thank you for watching today's video. As you always do, make sure you like this video in support of this channel and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon.